I'd like to thank everybody for coming. In fact, one of my close friends came in a little bit ago, Mr. Eric Lee, right here. And you know, the thing is that this studio is a family. And one thing about the whole family of all the people that started with Ed Parker all the way down, but this studio has probably got the largest family tree of anybody on that chart that's back there. Now, that's an original chart back there. If I know there's close to 300 black belts that come out of Bob White's Karate Studios. And I'm really blessed to be a part of this and watch it grow as it has through the years. You know, being tough, when I speak in different places, I speak about being tough was not tough enough. A lot of people don't really know about that or hear about it, but in the very beginning, I had to have something hit me right between the eyes before I changed my life. And that is when my wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer with a few months to live. You see, the thing is that I ran through life as my own God, as a lot of people do. You don't have to be a martial artist to do that. And I played that game, and I couldn't handle it. And finally, that's when I changed. That changed my life. I think everybody that has experienced something really hard in life. There's one thing about the devil. The devil will kick us really hard, but if he kicks us too hard, there's nowhere to run. And then what do? We go, what can I do now? And that's when you start listening to somebody that's got somebody to talk, that's talking about Jesus Christ and God, and how God can help us through things. And that's what changed my life, basically. Instantly, I started United Martial Arts for Christ. Instantly, I met Eric Lee at one of the first things that I went to. And Eric, you know, he accepted the Lord, and he was, I couldn't even get around him. I had to run from him because not that I don't like praying with somebody or with somebody, but Eric goes, come on, let's go in the corner. It would be his own thing. We went to Legends, they were doing a thing all about Eric Lee, and he pulled me into the back room because he wanted to pray. You see, the thing is that changed my life, and my wife, by the way, my wife lived for 17 years. God healed her from ovarian stage 4 cancer, and he gave her to me for 17 years. Now, those of you that know, my wife passed away just a year ago, Father's Day. And he gave her back to me. I have a hard time living with it. It's only been a year. It seems like it was just yesterday. But I know she's looking down at me right now. So I'm fine with that. This studio has the same motto that I use for United Martial Arts for Christ, and Mr. White has been behind it all the way, and that is, it's easier to teach a child than to fix an adult. And that's our motto. It's easier to teach a child before that child is exposed to bad things. And having a place to go to like this studio right here, and look, and especially the instructors who have been grown up through this studio. You guys have grown to a point where the older you've gotten, man, you know what, dude? You know, this studio, the students that come from this studio end up being champions in life later. Mr. White a few years ago said you had this kid, Bill Tolley, come in here, and he said that I had him this big. He was 10 years old. I didn't get a chance to see him, but he was an adult. And he came in here, he says, you missed him. He goes, he wanted to see you and tell you that I changed his life. He didn't have a dad. His mom was raising him, and at the internationals, I took him to the side, and I gave him a pretty good pep talk, and he ended up taking, I think, a 3rd place. And the kid turned around, later in life, and came by the studio here and talked to Mr. White and said that I changed his life. I gave him put the confidence into him, making him, he said, hey, I'm a champion now. I'm an aeronautical engineer, man. I have plenty of money, everything. And things like that is what touches me more than trophies, more than anything else. Every single instructor in here that has been raised up, you know, the older you get, the further you get up in your rank, you know the biggest thing that you have, and the biggest trophy you have, is what you have instilled in the students that you have. And you get more out of it by what the confidence that you have instilled in them. And that's really the trophy in life. The biggest trophy is the thing that you can do right now for your community and to others. When you leave this earth, with, I just hope I leave this earth, you know, with people saying, that guy ran a good race, all the way to the end. And that's what we are, we're in a race. Because that's one thing in life that we have, is that it's going to end. I'm 71 years old this next Thursday. And I'm not going to live to be 90. Well, maybe, who knows. But anyway, me and Mr. White, you know, we're running a race, and we're going to finish strong. He's finished strong. Like I said, this family tree of over 200 black belts. It's amazing. And then they've turned around and turned black belts into black belts. Look at all the international and state champions that came out of this studio right here. But every single one of these guys and all of you guys that won trophies, they mean nothing compared to the trophy you have and what you've instilled in kids and your students.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the studio, and I'm just so happy, you know, that me and Mr. White have been so close all of these years. He's been a leader for me when I was crazy. Because he would take me and he would turn around, and when I got out of hand, he would get me to the side and say, hey, take it easy, take it easy. Because I was never one to keep quiet about how I felt. And sometimes that's a bad thing. And I've learned that through the years, and since I've had a relationship with God, I've learned that it's better to be a listener. James 1:19, it's slow to speak, fast to hear, and slow to anger. That's the whole, one scripture in life that anybody in here could take is James 1:19. Slow to speak, fast to hear, and slow to anger. And boy, it's hard for me to keep quiet. It really is. And through the years, I've gotten better to be a better listener. Mr. White, fantastic listener. And boy, he, you know, I mean, you know, and a lot of times he's listening to the things that he doesn't really want to listen to, but you know what? That's his job of being a listener, is to be a good counselor. Just like I just said, as you being an instructor, you're a counselor. You're not just teaching these kids karate and teaching your students how to do the martial arts. You're teaching them to be champions in life and how to move forward. By being a good example, you guys are all champions. Thank you very much.